Let's get right into what the newspaper headlines are saying this morning. It's 6:31 a.m. and we're still your number one station for talk. 95.1 Nigeria Info FM Abuja. We've got the Daily Trust this morning, the Punch, the Leadership, the Guardian, and This Day newspapers.
Let's get started with the Guardian. It's got this major headline: World Mental Health Day. Frustration, hardship sink more Nigerians into depression. And if you look at the front page, it's got like a spread showing how health facilities have seen a 200% rise in mental cases. More pains for Nigerians as PMS hits 1,000 naira per litre, threatens survival. Emefiele violated Naira redesign procedure. Ex-CBN chief testifies. Army detains general over theft of palliative rice military equipment. PDP National Working Committee splits over internal crisis. Ayedatiwa sacks aide over alleged 30 million naira bribe. Others probe. Confusion as Senate insists on full local government autonomy. Edo, thugs disrupt PDP inspection of beavers as INEC shifts inspection of materials. That's it on The Guardian.
Let's move on now to the Daily Trust newspapers on the front pages. NLC demands petrol price hike reversal. PDP crisis. Party leaders clash over Atiku Wike. FG denies involvement as NNPCL adjusts costs above 1,000 naira per litre. New pricing unfavorable to us, says Ipman. Concerns over hurdles to mental health care in Nigeria. NNPCL, NPA, NATI, 507 others score low in transparency and accountability, according to reports. How current economic realities push Nigerians to behave strangely. You'd find all of these headlines on the Daily Trust newspapers this morning.
All right, let's move on now to what This Day is saying. It's got this major headline. Finally, subsidy is gone. NNPC sells petrol for 1,013 naira per litre in Abuja, 998 in Lagos. And the writers right here say marketers confirm return of competition in downstream oil sector. NLC demands immediate reversal of fuel price increase. Nasima, CPPE, NECA say latest hike ill-timed will fuel inflation stifle businesses. Why federal government must be supported after decades of failed attempts. What federal government must do: support most vulnerable with cash payments, fight corruption, lead by example. Federal government begins implementation of zero VAT on pharmaceutical products. To further simplify tax administration, FIRS unveils USSD code for taxpayers. Court orders INEC to recognize Abure-led Labour Party extend party dues to it. Dangote, we built a $20 billion refinery without single incentive from government. And that's it on This Day.
And now let's move on to the Punch newspapers on the front pages. NLC demands reversal as fuel queues resurface. Petrol nears 1,300 naira to the litre in states as NNPC hikes pump price again. APC opposition clash. Buhari didn't approve Emefiele's Naira redesign, says CBN ex-deputy governor. Edo, PDP APC clash stalls poll materials inspection. The Senate faults governor's fresh move on LG allocations. North Central PDP caucus presents Damagum's replacement October 24th. Still on the front page, Tinubu government borrowed $6.45 billion from World Bank, according to reports. Rivers CP visits raised LG secretariat as probe begins. Customs officer tackles Lagos task force for alleged 200,000 naira extortion. And finally, on the Punch newspapers, Rivers crisis. Fubara is architect of post-election violence, says Wike. You'd find all of these headlines and more on the Punch newspapers today.
Our final stop is leadership right now. Labour laments new petrol pump price as queues resurface. Concerns over Nigeria's rising mental health cases. We stand with Supreme Court on local government autonomy. Senate. Jonathan Fubara orders to attend a jaw conference. Osun State government Sejilola project flex muscles over gold mine while community languishes. PDP chairman aspirant Utan insists on Benue replacing Ayu. Secondus commends Rivers voters over local government polls. APC chieftain gives Ganduje 7-day ultimatum to resign. Political interference major impediment to reducing energy poverty, Senator Akintunde. And that's it on leadership. Time to get to your reactions right now. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can go onto those platforms to watch the show live and be a part of the conversation in real time. Don't forget to move away from your device. Once you get through, state your name, your location, and go straight to sharing your thoughts. Looking at what you are saying on YouTube right now, Fabian Wokocha says World Mental Health Day. The question is, with the current economic hardship in the country, can Nigerians really think well at this point in time? The unfortunate thing is that the government is adamant. And Israeli Dibia says this fuel price just means one will enter market with 20,000 and come back with just the plastic bag because transportation will take it all. I thought BAT was coming to clear debt, not borrow. And Mahmoud Mohammed says the government is responsible for the hike in fuel, electricity, transportation, hike in food prices. The president should remember accountability on Judgment Day, is what Mahmoud wrapped his message with. Let's get to the phone lines right now, shall we?
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dickie.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, morning, Gabrielle.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you. Maskman calling from Apo.
Go ahead.
Concerns over Nigeria's rising mental health cases. It is said that a hungry man is an angry man. And I do not see any difference between anger and mental health. Anger itself is almost, and mental states are almost the same thing. So what should we our leaders expecting before? You place people, there's no job, no food, majority no shelter. People are then you are increasing, siphoning their money. They hear you do this, you do that, you do that, you do this, you do this. Insecurity everywhere. those who are relying on farming for survival, they cannot go to the farm. People are displaced everywhere, and we expect the people to be sane. Our leaders are the cause of what we are passing through now. I'm saying it. Our leaders are responsible. Bad management.
All right.
Please, if we want this country to move forward, it is time for people who are coming out for positions, political positions, to bear in mind the duty, what duty requires of them before contesting for a position. Don't contest for position because of money or weight or fame.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Please turn off your device.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. You're welcome.
My name is Lorenzo.
Your device is still on.
I will cut it off now. Hello.
Go ahead.
So the problem we have, the people that is leading us, they don't go school, and they don't have the what it takes to be there. You can't give what you don't have. Let me tell you, the problem we have is incompetency. And this any time Tinubu want to travel, you will travel and go to Wahala in Nigeria. Now, you don't tell NNPC why. What is the NNPC when Kyle is still doing there? Is it the best? That's what Buhari do us with MFL. Today we see what they have caused, the damage, the wound that they have put to Nigeria. And the NNPC manager is still there doing what? It's incompetency in the good position.
All right, Bonanza.
I can't, it's not good. It's not good. Let us tell our Labour is the worst enemy of Nigeria. Call the strike. Let them start whatever they want.
All right, then.
They put the money of where they call you. You want to
All right.
strike and call them.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Angel Gabrielle.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning. The Agaba is the one and only.
Thank you. Welcome. Good morning.
I greet Elder Jimmy Odeni for Airport Road. I want to talk about the general, the palliative given to him. He diverted the palliative, and he's to be pro. You can see what we are saying about the corruption. Then come to the issue of labor. We don't have labor in this country. I'm telling you, if they like, fuel price can be 5,000 and labor will say nothing because we have already entered. As I always say, politics is over. Now we are facing the reality. The hellers, where are they? I'm expecting them to call and help this government and saying, we say that they just increased fuel price. No subsidy is gone. As of that time, now look at what we are saying. The whole country that cannot produce single refinery. We have 4 refineries and they have been promised over 7 times or 7 to 8 times that our refinery will work. Did our refinery work? Our refinery is not working. And look at what Nigerians are going through. They are still pushing people out of poverty. And how can you fight corruption in a situation like this? It's only God that will deliver us on this country. It's only the masses that will come out and speak, but not labor. We don't have labor in this country anymore.
All right, then. Thank you very
Right
much.
now, the question is, what is Labour really doing? And is the government taking the NLC any seriously? Because I recall that when the fuel was increased to a little over 500 naira, Labour says if it goes further than that, they would call a strike without giving any notice. And then we saw a few weeks back where the NNPCL increased it, preempting what that the Dangote refineries will be selling or should be selling the price for over 800 naira. Nothing was done. Labour only came out to say they were not happy and were hoping that the government would reduce it, and then that just went on as if it was business as usual. We saw queues still building up. So imagine having to pay this much for fuel, and then you still have to spend a lot of hours queuing up or not even finding the product at all. Imagine what that will do to those who have businesses. Their cars are their business. They have to drive around the city, pick up passengers and the likes. What that would do to the hours they spend and waste trying to get this product. Then the case of those who have to go to work, cannot afford to pay the transportation. Some cities in some states right now, they're having to trek a distance or trek all the way to work. And at the end of the day, is the pay even worth it?
Worth that. I mean, that's why we've had conversations sometime last week. There were a report about some officers saying to reduce the work days from 5 to 2 days because of the increase in fuel price. It's just unrealistic. it's impossible to even, handle on the same salary scale.
Yeah, but reducing work days doesn't exactly address the problem. It only helps you save. But do you really save some transport fare from the 2 days, for instance, that you might not be going to work? Maybe not, because, you have to feed yourself.
Exactly.
You're still going to have to work. And if you have to do your work remotely and there is no electricity, you have to buy fuel to fuel that generating set to have power to be able to do the work. So you are still literally spending just as much, maybe even more.
Well, the NLC is complaining. That's as much as we know they're doing, saying that, look, this price, the hike price in petrol is too much, and they're calling for a mass action, as it were. But beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what else they might be doing.
Do you think the mass action will cause a change and cause a reversal, or will it be business as usual? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
And our ladies there, how are you?
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Ojo, the next president.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ojo.
Nothing will change the price. The thing will continue to increase. NFS has told us that no more pressure to the federal government has to move their hands. So we will get prepared for the worst days ahead. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in the government of suffered government. That is the government we're going to find ourselves. Government that don't have human feeling. Government, reasonable government all over the world. The purpose of government is for the welfare and the welfare of their citizens. The government must go a long way, whatever they are going to do, to make sure that their citizens were able to afford anything, especially energy. But it's not unfortunate. Now I'm believing that it's not the level of your education or your education that will make you a good leader.
All right.
But your human feeling and your instinct, your listening here will make you a good leader. It's so pathetic. I'm disappointed in this government.
All right, then. Let's take some messages on our Facebook Live. Enoch Beatrice is watching. Good morning to you. Also, Francis Namani in Enugu State says, good morning. Mr. President should fix our refineries, revise fuel subsidy, overhaul the petroleum sector, and diversify Nigeria's economy to ameliorate the plight of Nigerians. Okwando Obina says, since the inception of this administration, it has been from one thing to the other. Nigerians did not elect this government just for pain. As a matter of fact, increments of pump price of petroleum products has unleashed hardship, hunger, and suffering on Nigerians. He says, good morning, Anthony Emenogu. Thank you for joining us. Josiah Oba, still on Facebook, says, are people still asking why Nigerians are behaving strangely these days? Times are very strange. It's a terrible situation in Nigeria. Dan says, the king of pop singers said they didn't care about us, and it's easy to stay. It's not easy to stay in this country anymore, he says. I think I've taken this before, but let's see. Mwazu John Lasese from Buari says, high cost of PMS supply treating survival over 1,000 naira per liter is satanic against good people of this nation. We demand immediate reversal. We cannot continue like this. Governance is to better the life of citizens and not otherwise. People are dying of hunger daily. This is too much, he says.
All right, and on the WhatsApp platform, this is from Emmanuel in Lugbe. Nigerians go into depression as petrol prices hit 1,000 naira per liter. What can those who supported this administration tell Nigerians? Is it still in doubt that they haven't done any good for the country? Is this the renewed hope promised by the president? This is too bad, is what he says. And how current economic realities push Nigerians to behave strangely is what Ishaku in Lugbe is reacting to. He says, the moment I learned someone said it's my turn, I realized that if he gets the opportunity to be there, he might not achieve much, and Nigerians will experience high taxes in everything. It has not been a surprise to some of us that know that everything must keep rising without anything to alleviate the pains and the agony. His promises to Nigerians was, if we talk or protest, he will not listen. My joy has been everyone is a partaker of these policies. The day Nigerians come together as Nigerians and stop saying this is my party or my tribe, maybe we might win the few that do not want us to survive. Which among them have sacrificed for the country? Only the masses have been pressed, and it seems it's not the end yet. I'll keep saying, individuals above certain age cannot offer Nigerians anything. Their idea is not in line with the reality of today. Nigeria will surely overcome, is
Sure.
how he ends his message.
So, Dr. and Mrs. Uma Elibera from Enugu, who usually sends a very constructive
Owerri.
message from Owerri, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Her message today is different, and you can tell that it is a very terrible situation in Nigeria right now. She says, why all these fuel increments? What does the government intend to achieve? Have they come to kill and destroy? Why punishing the masses? What have we done to deserve all this suffering and excruciating pain? And then she goes on to pray to say, dear Lord, your children are in emotional trauma. Hope you're still watching from a distance. Do something new in our lives, we pray.
All right, let's get to your thoughts right here. Good morning.
Oh, dear. Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning once again.
Good morning.
Yeah, I remember Mustafa Bakar Ali Baban Ali.
You're welcome.
The issue of the pricing of the petroleum, PMS per liter, will not stop until two things. In fact, only one thing is what is causing this: the value of the naira against the dollar. If nothing is done about it, if we don't improve on our export to gain more dollar, it will continue to rise. The the crude oil is sold with dollar, and when you check the price by barrel, is going up. And with the tension between Lebanon and Israel now, it is expected that it will still shoot up. The moment it shoot from this 78 or around 80 that it is now to 90, believe you me, it will get to around 1,003, 1,004 official. If there is no emotion in economics, there is no sentiment in economics. It only reacts to the reality within the oil industry at the moment. So what government should do is give Naira its true value. That is the only way. Otherwise, more just prepare.
And what would you say hold on, before you go, what would you say is the true value of Naira, if that's what you're calling for? What's the true value, if you were to ask you?
For me, the true value of Naira to dollar should not be more than 800, 900 at the moment. And if it is at that rate, fuel will definitely sell less than 500.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Be ready to be packing leave too, because me I no go pay. Thank you.
Wow, interesting. Well, that's something we're not even talking about anymore. The exchange rate. Right now, Nigerians have been so engrossed in the fuel hike prices, and we're not even talking about that. Remember also that we were promised that in the month of October, it was going to be a different case. The price was going to go down. What happened to that promise?
We're still in October. It's just the 10th today. So a miracle can happen in the next few days that's left in the month, or I don't know.
So are you trying to say that this is another case of it gets worse before it gets better?
Well, does it really have to get worse before it gets better? Because I have a bit of a reservation about that school of thought. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Things can just be better and move on.
Exactly. So while we're experiencing an increase in the price of fuel again, when they promised us that in the month of October it was going to be lesser.
Okay, well, hopefully we get answers to that question, and many are hoping that the president can actually address Nigerians. I think communication at this point is really important. You don't want to wake up every other morning and get a surprise. Oh, this has been increased, that has been increased, XYZ, XYZ. It's important that you're maybe prepped. You're giving reasons why. Why was it increased is the concern right now. We see that marketers will be dealing directly with Dangote Refinery. Would that spark some competition wherein the price could drop? We'd have to wait and see how that plays out. But the news comes up at 7 o'clock and afterwards. It'll be time to get more of your reactions. Catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
This is Nigeria Info.